please like, subscribe, and share.
The fall of man and the consequences. In the beginning, man walked with God in perfect harmony, pure, innocent, and free. But one choice, one moment of temptation, changed everything. In the heart of paradise, trust was broken, and sin entered the world. This is the story of how obedience turned to disobedience, and how the fall of man began.
In the beginning, the world was pure, perfect, untouched by pain or sorrow. God created a beautiful Garden Eden where peace flowed like a river and joy never ceased. In this paradise lived the first man and woman, Adam and Eve, made in the very image of God Himself. They walked hand in hand with their Creator. Every breeze whispered His love, every sunrise sang His glory, and every heartbeat was filled with peace. But in the midst of the garden stood a tree, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. God said to Adam, "You may eat of every tree in this garden, but not this one. For in the day you eat of it, you shall surely die." It was not a curse, but a warning. A loving father setting boundaries for his children. Then came the deceiver, the serpent, subtle and cunning. He whispered lies into Eve's heart. Did God really say you must not eat of this tree? You will not die. You will become like God. Doubt was born. Desire took root. And with one choice, the world changed forever. Eve took the fruit and ate it. Then she gave it to Adam, and he, too, ate. And in that moment, innocence was lost. Their eyes were opened, but their hearts were darkened. Shame covered them like a heavy shadow. They hid from the one who once walked beside them. "Adam, where are you?" The voice that once brought comfort now filled them with fear. Adam replied, trembling, "I heard you, and I was afraid, because I was naked, and so God saw what had been done." The serpent's deceit, the woman's fall, and the man's silence. Sin had entered the world. The ground was cursed. Pain would now accompany birth. Sweat and toil would feed man's hunger. And one day, death would claim all flesh. But even in judgment, grace spoke, for God, in His endless mercy, made garments to cover their shame. He promised that one day a Savior would come, born of a woman, to crush the serpent's head forever. As they walked away from paradise, tears filled their eyes. Behind them, Eden faded, but before them, life awaited. Though they had fallen, they were not forgotten. Though they had sinned, they were still loved. And even outside the garden, God's light would follow them, guiding, forgiving, redeeming. The story of Adam and Eve is not just one of failure, it is the story of hope. A reminder that even when we fall, God does not abandon us. He disciplines, yes, but He also restores. He closes one gate to open the door of salvation.
In the dawn of humanity, two brothers, Cain and Abel walked the earth. They were the first sons of Adam and Eve, each choosing a different path in the new world. Cain, the elder, was a man of the soil. With strong hands and a determined spirit, he tilled the fields, coaxing life from the ground. He was a farmer, his days spent under the sun, watching his crops grow from seed to harvest. His brother, Abel, was a gentler soul. He found his purpose in the quiet company of his flock, a shepherd who knew each of his sheep by name. He watched over them with a tender heart, guiding them to green pastures and still waters. Their lives were intertwined, yet their offerings to God would set them on a devastating course. One day, both brothers brought gifts to lay before the Lord. Cain presented the fruits of his labor produce from the fields he had worked so hard to cultivate. Abel, in turn, offered the finest firstborn from his flock, a symbol of his devotion and care. God looked with favor upon Abel and his offering, but for Cain and his offering, he did not have the same regard. A shadow fell over Cain's heart. His face grew dark with confusion and anger. Why was his brother's gift accepted and his own rejected? God saw the turmoil in Cain and spoke to him, warning him of the anger that crouched at his door, urging him to master it. But jealousy is a bitter root, and it had already taken hold in Cain's soul, twisting his love for his brother into a dangerous resentment. The warning went unheeded. One day, while they were out in the field together, the darkness in Cain's heart overflowed. The story that unfolds is a heartbreaking tale of jealousy's tragic consequences, a reminder of the first great sorrow to enter the human family. It's a powerful lesson about envy, anger, and the choices we make when faced with our own inner struggles. This ancient story still echoes through time, teaching us about the importance of mastering our emotions and the profound impact of our actions. Thank you for watching. If this story resonated with you, please consider liking this video and subscribing for more timeless tales. See you next time.